Good day, everyone. Today we are going to discuss the
sinusoidal electromagnetic waves and energy and motion in electromagnetic waves.
and standing electromagnetic waves. So now let's talk about the sinusoidal electromagnetic waves. But first, what does sinusoidal means? Sinusoidal electromagnetic waves look exactly like this. We already know the sine function. And now let's move on to the formula of speed of propagation. So the speed of propagation, which is the c, equals to wavelength times frequency. So the c is the speed of propagation and an unit alam niya is the meter per second. While sa wavelength, ang unit niya is meter, while sa frequency or F is hertz. Since we are focusing on the scenario in a vacuum, our C or our speed of propagation is equal to 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So, in a vacuum. So, imagine, naata sa lugar na walay hangin, walay gravity. Since we are talking about the electromagnetic waves, we are going to use the speed of formula sa speed of propagation. So, para makuha nato si wavelength. So, ang formula sa speed of propagation is equals to wavelength times frequency divided both side by frequency. Cancel out. So, ang ato na lang mabilin is wavelength is equal to speed of propagation over frequency. So, kani atong gamiton nga formula, mao ni ang formula sa atong wavelength. Since we are focusing in a scenario in a vacuum, our C is equal 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So, and our rate is equal to 100 megahertz. So, para makuha si wavelength, nanatay speed of propagation, and nanatay frequency kay hertz man. Ang frequency kay hertz man na siya. So, atong gamiton ang formula nga wavelength is equal to speed of propagation divided to frequency. So, nanatay C or speed of propagation 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meter per second divided to frequency, which is the 100 megahertz. The 1 times 10 to the power of 8 hertz na siya, equal to 3 meters. Now, 3 meters man. Kaya ang ato ang wavelength, ang unit man niya is meter. So now, let's move on to the field of sinusoidal wave. Let us consider this figure which show the electric field and the magnetic field. The line that starts with the y-axis is our electric field. And the line that starts with the z-axis is our electric is our magnetic field. The formula of this function is y of x and t equals a cosine of px minus omega t. This. So, ato sa ilalahon, unsa man na ang y, unsa man ang x, unsa man ang t, kaya siya. So, atong y is the function, and atong x is the position relative to x, and t is our time, and our a is the maximum displacement, and our k is the wave number, and our w is the angular frequency, and our t is time. So our t is equal to 0 because our electric field and magnetic field exists everywhere in every point in time. So our formula for t is, or a wave number is t, or wave number 2 pi over gamma. And also, sa ato ang omega is equal na siya, equals to 2 pi times frequency. So now we know the formula of our function. We will now substitute it for the function of electric field. So, E is equal y of x and t is equal to equal to maximum of electric field cosine of times p x minus omega t. And also the magnetic field is equal to b z of x and t equals to magnetic field, maximum of magnetic field cosine of k x minus wt. So this is the formula of the electric field and magnetic field. Since E is equal to speed of propagation times the maximum magnetic field, we can say that E max equals CB max. And this is the formula of our sinusoidal electromagnetic wave.
So now we will be tackling about the energy and momentum in electromagnetic waves. But before that, we will be tackling the energy density. Energy density is equals to UE is equals to 1/2 epsilon naught E squared. So that is our energy density for our electric field, and our energy density for our magnetic field, it should be electric field is 1/2 mu naught times B squared, or it could be B squared over 2 mu naught. So that is our energy density. For our total energy density, we will be combining our energy density for electrical and magnetic field. Our total energy density formula is U is equals to 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus B squared over 2 mu naught. So that is our total energy density. So now we already know the formulas for our energy densities. Let us know the equivalent of our epsilon naughts and mu naughts. Our epsilon naught is equals to 8.85 times 10 to the power of -12 F per meter, or it could be C squared over Newton times meter squared. And our mu naught from our previous discussions is equals to 4 pi times 10 to the power of -7 henries per meter, or Newton per ampere squared. So that is our mu naught. For electromagnetic waves in a vacuum, since we are focusing on scenarios that are in a vacuum, the electric field and magnetic field are related by magnetic field is equals to electric field over C. So now we have our magnetic field is equals to electric field over C, right? And since C is equals to 1 over the square root of epsilon naught mu naught, we just cross multiply this formula. The cross multiplication of that is C square root of epsilon naught mu naught is equals to 1 times 1 is equals to 1. So we just divide it to both sides to C. Then we cancel it here, and it shows that our 1 over C is equals to the square root of epsilon naught mu naught. Now, we have here that we just have to substitute the values, okay? Since we have here the 1 over C is equals to the square root of E naught mu naught, since we have a 1 here. Actually shows here that E equals to 1 over mu naught epsilon naught mu naught. Let's cancel it here, and therefore our B, our magnetic field, is equals to electric field square root of times the square root of epsilon naught mu naught. So that is our relationship for our magnetic field and electric field. This is our formula. So since we've already know that the formula for our energy density is U is equals to 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus 1 over 2 mu naught B squared. And we're just gonna have to substitute the values, since we already know the value for our magnetic field. The formula for our energy density becomes 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus 1 over 2 mu naught E squared square root of epsilon naught mu naught squared, since our magnetic field is equals to E squared times square root of E epsilon naught mu naught. And since we have here our square, we will be just canceling the square here in our square root. After that, our formula becomes 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus 1 times E squared epsilon naught mu naught over 2 mu naught. And we're just gonna have to cancel the mu naught here. That will be equals to 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus 1/2 epsilon naught E squared. And since 1/2 plus 1/2 is equals to just 1, this means that you just have to multiply it by 1. So now our energy density just becomes epsilon naught E squared in simple terms. Now let's talk about energy flow. Energy flow has a formula of du equals to u dv. And du meaning is the small amount of energy in joules, and dv is the small volume, the small amount of volume. And udv is equals to epsilon naught times E squared times AC dt. You can see here. Since we have established that the energy density of electric field is equals to 1/2 epsilon naught E squared plus the magnetic field energy density is equals to 1/2 epsilon naught times E squared is equals to the total energy density epsilon naught E squared, and since dv is equals to AC dt, you can see here we just kind of substituted the values here. Since u, the total energy density is E naught E squared, is the u, and then our udv is AC dt. And here A meaning the cross-sectional area through the wave is moving, and C is the speed of light in a vacuum, or speed of propagation. Continuing, we have here du is equals to epsilon naught E squared times AC dt, right?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do now is to divide both sides by A dt. And then cancel the here, and we will have that formula du is equals to du over A dt is equals to epsilon naught E squared times C. And that is also our energy flow in per unit time per unit area, or also called the Poynting vector. So we have already established before that E electric field is equals to the speed of propagation times electric field. And that will be the electromagnetic wave in a vacuum. And C is equals to 1 over the square root of epsilon naught mu naught, the speed of electromagnetic waves in a vacuum. So now we have here the S, the Poynting vector is equals to E naught times E squared C. We're just going to be substituting all the values. So we have here S is equals to epsilon naught E squared C. We have here the ECB. So it will become epsilon naught over the square root of epsilon naught mu naught. Y. Again, the C is equals to epsilon naught mu naught, right? And as you can see here, we have a C here. So we just went and substituted the C here on our Poynting vector to this formula. And as you can see here, it is times E squared, and we're just gonna simplify this. We're just gonna simplify this formula to the square root of E naught over mu naught E squared. Since E is equals to CB, we just went and divided both sides by the speed of propagation to cancel this, so that we can get that the magnetic field is equals to electric field over C. And so you can see here the C is now SC is equals to 1 over square root of E naught mu naught, that it became, and there is a formula which is the square root of E naught mu naught over mu naught is equals to E naught mu naught times 1 over mu naught. Why? We just took the numerator here to become a whole number, and then took the denominator to become a fraction. That is multiplied by here. And with that, we can just rearrange the values here to become the square root of E naught mu naught over mu naught squared. What happened is we just multiplied here, then put the square root, and we have the E naught, and we have the mu naught as well on the upper part. After that, we cancel the square here and cancel the mu naught here. Then it will become E naught over mu naught. That is the equivalence for this. That is why the Poynting vector is equals to 1 over mu naught C E squared E times E squared. We're just gonna mukabel na ang E squared to become, since E is equals to CB, right? IE becomes IE over mu naught times EC over, so you just this one. So we just ibungkag na bitaw niyo siya para dali na natin makita na yun. And since S is equals to 1 over mu naught, we just bungkag na natin siya. Then as you can see, B is equals to E over C, right? We're just going to change the E over C to B, and it becomes that S is equals now to E B, since we just took the 1 off here over that. This will be our formula vector. So now we have the function of the pointing vector S of x and t is equals to 1 mu naught electric field x and t times the cross-sectional area of magnetic field x and t. Since we already know the functions for those, for the electric field and the magnetic field, we're just gonna have to substitute it in the formula. So the function of S of x and t will now become equals to E y max cosine kx minus wt cross-sectional area of B z max cosine kx minus wt. We're just gonna have to simplify this formula. It will become EZ max, EY max BZ max over mu naught cosine squared times kx minus wt. So where did the mu naught came from? It is actually from the EBC. It is actually from here, from S is equals to 1 over mu naught, since this is the function of S. We just substituted it. So now, since J hat times the cross-sectional area of K hat is equals to I, where J is our Y and K is our Z, our function is now on the plane of X axis. So now it becomes E max B max over 2 mu naught, since we have the cosine squared, 1 plus cosine kx minus wt. So why is this? Because the time average, the vector product of the unit vector, time average value of cosine 2 kx minus the wt is 0, because at any point it is positive during one half cycle and negative during the other half. So the average value of the pointing vector over a full cycle is the average pointing vector is equals to I hat, since it is now on our x-axis, average of pointing vector, where it is now average pointing vector equals to E max B max over 2 mu naught, since a cosine kx minus wt is 0, but still the cosine kx minus wt will always be pointing to the positive direction, since it is going back and forth, so it has the 1 here. But then again, it will be cancelled, and 1 times this is just E max B max over 2 mu naught, and that is all about electromagnetic momentum flow and radiation pressure. So the momentum density is equals to P over V. That is the momentum per unit volume. Momentum is P. So P over V is just equals to our pointing vector over C squared, where S is equals to EB mu naught. P is the momentum P, V is the momentum density. Now we have here that we now have the P rad. So P is the momentum radiation. P is momentum, right? So P This is read as radiation momentum. Radiation pressure, radiation pressure. So that is equals to the Poynting average over C. That is equals to I over C, since I is equals to SAV. Since the Poynting average pointing vector is equals to the intensity. So that is S over C is equals to I over C. Now we also have the vector is equals to S over C. And the momentum density is equals to P over V is equals to V over C is equals to S over C squared, as you can see here. That is their relationship on the formulas. So this is only if the wave is fully absorbed. The speed of propagation is doubled if the wave is fully absorbed. But if the wave is reflected, it becomes 2 times the Poynting average over C. That becomes 2I over C. So as you can see here, I is just equals to the direct sunlight, 1.4 kilowatt per meter squared. So if we're trying to find the radiation pressure, that will be I over C, and I is equal to 1.4 times 10 to the power of 3 watt per meter squared over our speed of propagation from previous lessons is 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. That will just be equals to 4.7 times 10 to the power of negative 6 Pascal. Pascal is our unit for our radiation pressure, and that is how you find the radiation pressure for our electromagnetic momentum flow. So now we'll be tackling about our topic, standing electromagnetic waves. Standing electromagnetic waves are actually waves that are created by forming of two coinciding waves that are superposition on top of each other. So now the formula of our standing electromagnetic waves is again from the function of EY, X and T equals to E max cosine Kx minus Wt minus cosine Kx minus Wt. And since we have an trigonometric identity of cosine A minus B, cosine A minus cosine B is just equals to the negative 2 sine times A plus B over 2 sine A minus B over 2. And with that said, we can just simplify this to negative 2 sine Kx minus Wt plus Kx minus Wt over 2. We just join the Kx Wt on both sides of the cosines, and then we put it here in our formula so that we can create sine times Kx plus Wt minus Kx minus angular frequency times time over 2. And with this identity, we can now substitute the form. We can now cancel this WTs here, since it is just positive and negative, and subtracting positive and negative will become 0, and that is now equals to 2kx over 2. Now cancel the 2, just becomes kx. That is the same on our other side, where kx plus w minus kx minus w t over 2, where we cancel the kx, and kx is positive minus positive becomes 0. That becomes 2wt, since it is just positive minus negative. 2wt over 2, cancel the 2, becomes wt. Now cosine, now we have the cosine cosine kx minus angular frequency times time over minus cosine kx plus angular frequency times time equals to 2 sine kx sine wt, since we have already determined that it is kx and wt only. We just simplified it to this one. So that is our function, our function for e y x equals to 2 sine kx sine the frequency times time. So that is it. And since we are on, just becomes negative since we have terminated. Yep. And we're gonna be doing the same on our function for our magnetic field in the z-axis. That is B max times cosine kx plus wt minus cosine kx minus wt. Now we have here an identity, trigonomic identity of cosine A plus cosine B, since we have a cosine A, cosine here, negative cosine. This is negative cosine and negative cosine, so it's just cosine A plus cosine B. Then it becomes 2 cosine A plus B over 2 cosine A minus B over 2. We're just gonna use the same pattern on our previous function of EY, and that will become negative 2 magnetic field maximum magnetic field cosine kx times cosine wt. Since our x is equals to 0, since they exist on every point in time in our EY, now x is equals to 0 plus t.